I'm a little perplexed here. I'd like to ask you a few questions. They've raised the fact that this is the first time that there's been a prosecution of a president's allegedly gone after his opponent. Has there ever been another time in American history when a president was involved in an insurrection trying to overthrow the government of the United States of America other than January 6th?
The answer is no, but I do not intend to comment on the charges in the prosecution of the former president any more than I would comment on Mr. Herr's report. I just am not going to comment on matters that are before courts.
Thank you. It was said, somebody quoted that one of the reasons there was no indictment of President Biden on records, classified records, was because he was considered a sympathetic character. In the Trump case, did anybody consider him a sympathetic character?
Again, I'm going to fall back on my respect for the court process, on the fact that cases are in judges, and I'm just not going to, I just can't comment.
Mr. Jordan, in his opening comments, commented on the execution of the search warrant and said it was different in all these different ways. How many classified documents were found pursuant to that search warrant? And how many times had there been an attempt to get those classified documents and they'd been refused to return?
So I don't know that, I don't have in my head the number. That's all on the public record, including the number of times that efforts were made to obtain through legal process the documents.
This whole hearing is about weaponization of the Justice Department and the suggestion that there was somehow your department was involved in the prosecution of Donald Trump in the state court in New York. As far as weaponization of the department goes, did the Justice Department indict Senator Menendez?
It's a matter of public record, yes.
And he's a Democrat, isn't he?
I'm assuming the answer is yes.
And Henry Cuellar, Justice Department indicted him. He's a Democrat too, isn't he?
It's a matter of public record.
So you've prosecuted Democrats, and as we speak, Hunter Biden, who is the son of the president, is under trial in Delaware. And so you haven't weaponized the Justice Department in terms of hiding and protecting Democrats Menendez, Cuellar, and Hunter Biden.
The Justice Department follows the facts and the law. We prosecute like cases alike, and we make decisions about different cases in different ways. We do not allow the political party or the ethnicity or the religion or the race or the wealth or the influence of someone we're investigating to make a difference in our charging decisions.
I noticed Mr. Gates, who took you on first, is not here now. And that's unfortunate because he is living testament to the fact and direct evidence that you have not weaponized the Justice Department. He was investigated for sex trafficking, and while many expected a prosecution, you chose not to prosecute this very active Republican. Is that true? You did not prosecute him?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what is in the public record and what's not, so I'm just not going to comment on that.
Violent crime in urban areas is decreasing, and I thank you for that. Unfortunately, Memphis is not one of the cities where we've seen violent crime being reduced, but we're working on it. It was the second city to join the Violent Crime Initiative, which increases federal resources in specific communities. And I thank you for getting your department involved in trying to reduce murders and violent crime in our city, my city. Resources have been helpful based on my conversations with our U.S. Attorney and our District Attorney, and I want to thank you for that. Can you share some of the department's successes in tackling violent crime?
Well, yes, as I said in my opening, and I want to be clear, these are not the Justice Department's successes, these are the country's successes. The success in fighting violent crime relies on our partnership with state and local law enforcement, which really face violent crime the most directly. We operate in support of them and in our ability to bring technological tools and statutes to the fight that they may not have available.
My time's almost up. I just want to mention one thing. I read yesterday that the chairman of the committee wants to reduce funding to the Justice Department, and particularly certain areas. that would be defunding the Justice Department and defunding the opportunity to go after reducing violent crime. And I'm shocked. And I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman, excuse me, gentleman yields back. Mr. Attorney General, we're going to take a break now.